following program contains the opinions of its host and guests, not those of this network. The opinions expressed are for non-commercial informational purposes only. Listeners are cautioned not to rely on program content to treat or prevent disease, but are advised to consult with a licensed healthcare professional where they live for diagnosis and treatment of disease.
And now, the superstar of alternative health and purveyor of medical truth, Dr. Joel Wallach.
Hello and welcome to Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Dr. Joel Wallach, your host, a veterinarian and physician. And I'm here for kids and baby boomers and seniors who don't want to die at 75.5 like their parents and grandparents. I'm here for kids and baby boomers and seniors who don't want to be sick and miserable for the last 15 to 20 years of their life like their parents and grandparents. We do have lines open. Give us a call toll-free, 1-888-379-2552. Again, that's toll-free, 1-888-379-2552. And, it's so negative with all this pandemic stuff. And, I've been giving the numbers over and over and over and over. And so I thought I'd give you a few positive things today. Let's go back to the story where I was giving a lecture in Salt Lake City. Oh, gosh, it's got to be 25 years ago. And at the end, the guy in the front row asked me, he says, look, my mom is in her 70s. She's been legally blind for 6 years. Is there anything you can do with that? She's been diagnosed with macular degeneration. I said, yeah, I can reverse that. Guy jumps up in the back of the room and says, Wallach, you're a liar. I said, well, who are you? He says, well, I'm an eye doctor. I'm a medical doctor, eye doctor. I diagnose hundreds with blindness from macular degeneration every year, and there's nothing you can do about it. I said, well, let's have a little wager. And it's a long story, but the short version is he gave me 27 charts of people he had diagnosed with macular degeneration cause of blindness. They've been legally blind 6, 8, 10, 12 years. And I put up a sheet of paper with all the things I wanted him to take. I talked to each one of them because I wouldn't trust him to make sure, okay. And the wager was if I was able to get even one of the 27 charts he gave me to read 20/20 in 90 days, that he would pay for everybody's supplements. He would buy me a steak dinner at Ruth Chris's Steakhouse. He'd buy me a very expensive bottle of red wine from France. And he would stand on the street corner every weekend for a month and scream that he was a liar and Wallach was telling the truth. Well, to make a long story short, in 90 days, 25 of the 27 could read 20/20, and it took another 2 weeks for the other two, and so he paid off, okay? And, of course, I do this thousands of times every year, okay? This is a very simple thing. This is caused by osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing the optic nerve, the second cranial nerve. There's three things that doctors can blame blindness on. One is macular degeneration, one is cataracts, and the other one is glaucoma, pressure in the eye. And if they don't have glaucoma, they don't have cataracts, they just automatically drop and go forward to macular degeneration. But here's a case where osteoporosis squeezes that second cranial nerve, the optic nerve, and slowly causes blindness. And over time, they have to change the prescription. After some months or years, they go blind. And it's not because of macular degeneration. It's because that optic nerve was being squeezed. When I rebuilt their skull, took the pressure off the optic nerves, and I could all see again. And then let's talk about Ray McGregor. Okay, this is, again, about 25 years ago. He was diagnosed by medical doctors as having Alzheimer's disease. They put him on prescription drugs for 3 years. He goes into a coma. So then they put him in a nursing home, and they gave him a G-tube and fed him Ensure through a G-tube 3 times a day, and IVs and so forth. And at the 8th year of being in a coma, his sister called me and said, they're going to pull the plug on my brother. He's been in the nursing home, being fed Ensure through a G-tube. He was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. So I said, okay, let's get 3 scrambled eggs, soft scrambled eggs, and mix it with our shake, the longevity shake. But I want you to make the shake with heavy cream, not water, 3 a day. So 3 eggs 3 times a day, and 3 of our shakes made with heavy cream, not water. I want 3 Healthy Brain and Heart packs, a full dose of everything 3 times a day in that shake. And then I want them to have the de-stress capsules, 3 of those with each meal. The Ultimate Niacin Plus, 1 of those with each meal. I also want them to have the Synaptive and the MSM. And I said, call me every 2 weeks. And they were going to pull the plug on him. I said, just even if you have to pay for 90 days, get 3 months, okay, get 90 days. Well, in 3 days, she calls me screaming her brother's name, Ray McGregor, Ray McGregor. So what about Ray? She says, well, he woke up this morning after just 3 days on your program, after 8 years of being in a coma, and he thought he was only asleep for one night. He didn't realize he was in a coma for 8 years, so he gets stressed, goes to the bank where he was a bank officer. Well, none of the people there today were there when he went into his coma 8 years ago, and they thought he was a clever crook trying to claim he was a bank officer to rob the bank. So they called the police, and right now the bank is being swarmed with police. Okay? So I do that all the time with people who are diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is a very specific nutritional deficiency caused by doctors. And the thing that actually causes Alzheimer's disease is statin drugs, because 75% of your brain weight is cholesterol. Duh. And then, of course, let's see here, kidney failure, kidney dialysis. I get people who've been on dialysis for 25 years. In the last 10 years, they've been on dialysis 6 days a week because they haven't urinated in 10 years. I put them on our program, the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, the Ultra Daily Classic Tablets, get them off all the bad foods. And in 2 weeks' time, they're urinating, so they have to put them on dialysis 3 days a week instead of 6. And after 2 more weeks, guess what? They're totally off of dialysis. Now, the reason they didn't get dialysis originally, they didn't want to get a kidney transplant, and they didn't need a kidney transplant because it was just the arteries bringing the dirty blood into the kidneys that were bad, not the kidneys. And so we do this all the time, thousands of times a month all around the world. Okay? And then, let's see here. Let's talk about Evander Holyfield. Heavyweight champ loses his heavyweight championship to Michael Moore. And to make a long story short, I rebuild him. He had a heart attack, during the fight, and that's why he lost. And heavyweight champion, one of the greatest heavyweight fighters ever. And so we put him on. We actually created the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack for him. And he trains. A year and a half later, he comes back, and he beats Mike Tyson to get his championship back. These are the sort of things we do. And that's why I want you to get a hold of the 4 books, the quartet of books. Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, Passport to Aromatherapy, It's All in Your Head. We cover 300 different diseases that you can prevent and reverse using vitamins and minerals. And doctors say they're all genetic. We'll be back after these messages.
You're listening to Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network with your host, Dr. Joel Wallach. If you ever had trouble getting into the show to talk to Dr. Wallach, I do have an open line today. Call us on the priority line, 831-685-1080, toll free, 888-379-2552.
If you're looking for a quality multivitamin and mineral product, grab yourself Longevity's Beyond Tangy Tangerine, a blend of plant-derived minerals combined with vitamins, amino acids, and other beneficial nutrients. This all-natural product contains no starch, wheat, or yeast, with no artificial sweeteners or preservatives, and it's glycemic friendly. Each scoop of the NutriCrystals contain equal amounts of all the nutrients. It starts out as a liquid, then is freeze-dried to ensure each scoop has the same nutrients as the last scoop. So if you want to get your hands on a quality nutritional supplement designed to give the body the raw materials it needs to rebuild, Longevity's Beyond Tangy Tangerine is available in 1-pound canisters and also in 30-count on-the-go stick packs. Contact your local Longevity associate and get this great multivitamin and mineral product. And don't forget to ask about the home-based business opportunity.
Hello, Judy DeVilbus here. If I could only afford to get one product out of everything, that product would be the Ultimate Classic. It has the vitamins, the minerals, the bioflavonoids. It even has grapeseed extract. The one product that would give you just about everything under the sun you would need for a perfect nutritional program would be the Ultimate Classic. By the way, people that are on the go, it's very, very hard to take the liquids with them when they go on their trip to get their supplements in every day. Well, you know something? You can use the Ultimate Daily Tablets and the mineral capsules. When I'm going on a trip, if I have enough room, I just take the 2 bottles with me. If not, just use a little baggie and take a couple of daily doses with you. It's very simple. It's very easy. There's no mess, no fuss, no refrigeration. Just take your capsules, take your tablets, and you're finished for the day.
To order these products, call your local Longevity distributor today.
We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity 95 Crusade. We do have lines open. Give us a call toll-free, 1-888-379-2552. Again, that's toll-free, 1-888-379-2552. And again, there's three things you can do that have been, told to us a year ago by Dr. Anthony Fauci, who's still in charge here of this pandemic thing going on. Wear your mask, stay 6 feet apart, and wash your hands. Well, what have we gotten for that for about a year and a half of following his instructions? 25 million infections and 424,000 dead. 24,000 more dead than in Arlington Cemetery, which started burying all our military personnel that died in battle from the Civil War to now. Okay? That doesn't sound very good. Well, there's three things you can do to stop the pandemic in weeks. And I've been yelling about this for at least 9-10 months, and a few people listen to me, okay? Some few do listen to me. Let's compare Hawaii and Okinawa, two Polynesian island chains, Hawaii and Okinawa. Both of them have about 1.4 million population. Okinawa has 5,700, almost 6,000 infections and 84 dead. Hawaii has 25,000 infections and 342 dead. Well, the difference, of course, is Hawaii has been contaminated with the Western world because they're our 50th state, and we have all our military personnel over there, and everybody's eating wheat and oatmeal for breakfast and this, that, and the other. Where Okinawa, they live on seaweed and the Three Sisters, which is maize, beans, squash, okay, and seaweed. And so that's why they don't have any damage to their intestines, and they're getting minerals from the seaweed. Let's look at one more set. Let's look at Taiwan and Florida. Both of them have about 22 million people, Taiwan and Florida. And Taiwan has 890 infections and 7 dead. Florida has 1.6 million infections and 26,000 dead. My goodness gracious. What's the difference between Florida and Taiwan? Well, Florida is 40 to 50%. Let's see here. The Native Americans, okay, Indian tribes, black folks, and Latinos, all of whom eat wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Whereas in Taiwan, all they eat is rice, sweet potatoes, seaweed, and the Three Sisters. Okay, we're talking about maize, beans, and squash. And so if your intestines are good, you can absorb the minerals that are necessary for your bone marrow to make platelets and white blood cells and antibodies to kill and eat the virus, which is not happening in 40 to 50% of the people in Florida because they're all eating the bad foods and don't supplement. In Taiwan, they eat all of the good foods, and they're supplementing by eating seaweed. So there you go. And it's very, very obvious. I mean, I have about, a good 100 sets like that where I'm comparing a wheat-eating culture with a rice-eating culture. Let's look at the one more, the Ojibwe Indians with 360,000 people versus the Navajo Indians with 340,000 people. Navajo in Arizona, Ojibways in Minnesota. The Ojibwe have 27 infections and 0 dead. The Navajos have 24,000 infections and 838 dead. What's the difference? The Navajos live on wheat, deep-fried, bannock bread, and the Ojibways have been living on rice, wild rice, for 400 years. Okay, what's going on here? Doug, let's go to Pearls of Wisdom.
All right, I've got a story here about a study that was done at King's College in London, and they say that soft drinks play a major role in obesity and tooth decay. They say that tooth decay and obesity have a common denominator, and that is soft drinks. And these researchers from King's College showed that being overweight or obese is associated with moderate to severe tooth wear. And researchers found that increased consumption of a sweet, acidic drinks like soft drinks may be a leading cause of tooth decay and enamel erosion in obese and overweight adults. And so they're recommending that you switch from that to things like lemon-infused water, green tea, vegetable juice, red wine, I like that one, plant-based milk substitutes, coconut water, and kombucha. So there you go. Stay off of those. Well, how long have we been talking about people staying off soda drinks?
Oh, I've been talking about for 50 years. That's enough time. 50 years, people ought to hear it once or twice. We talk about it every day. But don't forget the rebound. Oh, and we also have Icelandic water back. You can order your Icelandic water full of mountain minerals and glacier minerals from Iceland back when your Youngevity orders. We have Icelandic water back.
You're listening to Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network with your host, Dr. Joel Wallach. Ever had trouble getting in? Today's your day. Call us on the toll-free line, 888-379-2552. Lines open.
If you're the type of person who likes to volunteer and help others, this should interest you. What better way to help people than to help them with improved health? Youngevity has been helping people promote optimal health, among others, for decades. Our approach to health is drastically different than medical doctors, who mostly only treat symptoms. As a veterinarian, Dr. Joel Wallach discovered that many common disease states are actually preventable and reversible. Our mission is to help people achieve overall health and wellness and to help educate others to achieve optimal wellness as well. And here's the best part. While helping people with their health and wellness, you'll also be able to build your very own home-based business. For more information, contact your local Youngevity associate. And don't forget to ask about the home-based business opportunity.
Aromatherapy oils have been prized by ancient cultures for thousands of years. Youngevity's ancient legacy, true aromatherapy, is no exception. Essential oils are the fragrant life essence from plants that are gently removed through the process of steam distillation. Youngevity's ancient legacy essential oils are of the purest concentrations from the most respected and ethical distillers worldwide. Many of Ancient Legacy's oils come directly from families in the East which have been distilling essential oils for over 100 years. For life's everyday aches and pains, such as sprained ankles, pulled muscles, and other bumps and bruises, try Ancient Legacy Trauma Oil, which contains essential oils traditionally known to help with pain, swelling, and inflammation. To learn more about aromatherapy and essential oils, contact your local Youngevity associate today. And don't forget to ask about business opportunities. You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Youngevity 95 Crusade. We do have lines open. Give us a call toll-free, 1-888-379-2552. Again, that's toll-free, 1-888-379-2552. And I want to throw another comparison at you. Let's look at Texas, okay? Texas has, there we are, 29 million people. Okay, let's compare Texas with Vietnam that has 96 million. Okay, so we're talking Vietnam has 3 times the population of Texas, and Texas has 2.2 million infections of the pandemic virus and 34,000 dead. 34,000 dead. Now let's look at Vietnam with 3 times the population of Texas, have 35 dead and 1,500 infections. So what's the difference between Vietnam with 3 times the population of Texas? Well, Vietnam is a very homogeneous population, and they live on the three sisters, maize, corn, beans, and squash, and rice, and seaweed. Whereas Texas is 40 to 50% Latinos, black, and Native Americans, okay, who eat nothing but wheat, barley, rye, and oats, and oatmeal for breakfast, and deep-fried flatbread bannock, okay? And so their intestines are damaged. They don't supplement, and as a result, they are susceptible to getting the worst possible effect of the virus, whereas in Vietnam, even if the virus comes around there, is not real happy with the Vietnamese because they will send out their white blood cells, their antibodies, to go and kill and eat the viruses because their intestines are good. They still have all their villi, okay? And they're supplementing by eating all the stuff called seaweed with all the sea minerals, okay, for their bone marrow. And so that's why that's a big difference. 35 in Vietnam with 96 million people versus 35,000 versus 35,000 in Texas, and 2 million infections in Texas versus 1.5. Oh no, not 1.5. 1,500, 1,500. Okay, and that's it because Texas has 50% Native Americans, Latinos, and black, all of which eat all the wrong stuff and don't supplement. Okay, let's see here. Charmaine.
I'm here, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now, we've been doing business together for over 30 years. How many countries do you think you have business in?
I have no idea. Quite a few, I know.
Yeah, well, you're in Canada. You're in Mexico.
Yep.
You're in all the you're in all the islands, off the east coast of the U.S. You're in Australia. Okay. You're in the Philippines. You're in Europe. You're all over Europe. You're in South America. You're in Brazil. So I would say, at the very least, you're in about 20-something countries, 28, 30 countries. And let's see here. Did you have a lot of experience in international business before you got involved with Youngevity?
Heck no, my only language is English, and I'm not really good at that either, so, yeah.
I mean, you didn't even eat pizza, so you don't know anything about Italy. Okay?
No.
Okay, but see, you're doing a great job because you know how to answer the questions on, 300 different diseases, and so I'm very, very proud of you that you have all this international business. And I'm asking these questions so there are people who say, well, what do I know? I don't know anything about business. Well, here's a gal that knew nothing about international business. She's a great international business star, so contact your Youngevity associate. Say, hey, I want to be involved. I want the 20% disc. I want to get my wholesale price. I want Wallach to pay for my auto ship, and I want all the tax benefits. Back after these messages.
You're listening to Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network with your host, Dr. Joel Wallach. If you have an open line today, call us on the priority line 831-685-1080, toll free 888-379-2552. Lines open. You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, your host of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. If you're interested in a colon cleanse, blood cleanse, liver cleanse, in the classical herbal way, you want to ask your Youngevity associate for Herbal Rainforest. Herbal Rainforest has 16 herbs, 16 cleansing herbs, classic cleansing herbs, and 77 plant minerals. That's right, and these are all organic. It doesn't get any better than that. In your busy day, and you're around all these toxins out there in your workplace, on the way home, going to work, in your food, in the air, in the water, you need Herbal Rainforest. I guarantee you, it will give you a cleanse. You can control the dose. It's a liquid. It tastes good. It doesn't get any better than this. A colon that's happy makes you happy. Nothing better than a happy colon. Herbal Rainforest. Clean it out.
For more information on this product or others you've heard about on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program, call your local longevity associate today. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Greetings, everyone. Judy DeVilbus here. What do you think of when you hear the words tangy tangerine? Well, I think of like a sweet, tangy tasting something. Well, what I'm referring to is the Ultimate Tangy Tangerine. It's a fantastic product. It has everything you need, and a great benefit is it's very, very delicious. It's very easy to drink. I've suggested it even to youngsters. Even children like it. Even little guys. Even little girls. They come right into my office. Their parents can't get them to take those chewables, and besides that, they're not as good as Tangy Tangerine. And I give them a little taste of that, and you know something? They're pleased as punch. So, if it's good for a child and it tastes delicious, why not you? There's no excuse not to take a vitamin when it tastes as good as that does. So how about it? Tangy Tangerine should be the answer to all of your nutritional program problems.
For more information or to order, call your Longevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Longevity home-based business opportunities.
This is the ZBS Radio Network.
We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity 95 Crusade. We do have lines open. Give us a call toll-free, 1-888-379-2552. Again, that's toll-free, 1-888-379-2552. And, you know, we can end this pandemic like overnight, okay? But what we're going to have to do is change a lot of stuff, okay? We have to give up wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Got to give up the gluten so your intestines are protected. And you've got to take the 90 essential nutrients to give your bone marrow what it needs to make white blood cells, antibodies, red blood cells, and platelets to defend you. Now, remember, Merck, one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the world, just a couple of days ago, canceled their they were just about ready to bring out their 2 vaccines, and they shut them down because they didn't hurt anybody, but they didn't give any protection. And now all these other vaccine companies are saying, these new variations, we're only getting 60%, 80% protection against these new variations of this pandemic virus, which tells me they have the same problem. Because the vaccines work in little kids, and I said this when people would ask me, are you going to get benefit from the vaccination? Well, little kids will, because, they've only been eating gluten for a year or two. 3 to 4 or 5-year-olds, they get simple common cold-like symptoms for 3 to 5 days. Their body temperature goes up a half a degree. You can't even count that as a fever, 98.6 to 99. And then in 3 to 5 days, they're totally over with it. They got the antibodies, and they're protected. But when a 63-year-old, a 73-year-old, and an 82-year-old get it, they've been eating gluten for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years. As a result, their intestines are dead, and even if they're supplementing, they can't get it to their bone marrow, so their bone marrow can't make white blood cells, platelets, red blood cells, and antibodies. So when they get the vaccination, the bone marrow and their immune system cannot respond. Vaccines do not kill viruses, bacteria, fungus. They just alert your body to bad DNA and RNA of the bug. And so when the bug shows up, your body recognizes the bad DNA and RNA and says, the bug's there, and goes out and attacks and eats it. Well, guess what? If your bone marrow's dead, and they're saying, you haven't had a bone marrow transplant, we got to give you a B12 shot and an iron shot every month because you're anemic and bleeding on your skin. Well, that's because your bone marrow's dead because you've been eating gluten for all your life, and you can't absorb nutrients even if you're supplementing. I'll give you another example here, okay? And that is, let's compare Mexico with Japan. Both of them have about 126 million people, and Japanese have 364,000, almost 365,000 infections and 5,000 dead. The Mexicans have 1.8 million infections, okay, 5 times as many infections. They have 150,000 dead. Okay, that's what, 300 times, or 150 times, or something, some huge amount, huh? Okay. And so, at any rate, look, that's the difference. Mexico lives on wheat, barley, rye, and oats, and Japan lives on seaweed and rice. Okay, Doug, let's go to a caller.
All right, let's head to Char's stomping grounds in Michigan. And Emma, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Emma, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. I'm calling because I'm on longevity, but I'm having a ticking in my left ear, and it started off it started about 3 weeks ago, and I just kept putting my
okay, well, stop there a minute. Okay, stop there a minute. How old are you, Emma?
I'm 85 today.
Okay, now, do you have any arthritis?
Well, I'm diagnosed with osteoporosis.
Okay, osteoporosis. And then, do you have any gray hair?
Yes.
Do you have any varicose veins in your legs?
Yes.
Okay, now hang on. We're going to come back and give you an answer to your question.
Okay.
You're listening to Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network with your host, Dr. Joel Wallach. Call us toll-free, 888-379-2552. You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and longevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try longevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463. 3463.
I am Judy DeVilbus. Here I am speaking to you again. I just wanted to tell you that recently I started drinking the Whey Shakes again, the chocolate Whey Shake. And you need to remember, the Whey Shake isn't just for losing weight. It's a fantastic place to get your great protein. And if you're trying to gain weight, you can take it along with your meals. And the best part is, if you want to just have a great protein shake, do like I do. Put it over ice, stir it up, and you can sip on it for 20 minutes to an hour. I do it every single day. I absolutely love it. You need to get back to it, too. It's really good for you. And it makes not fat, but it makes muscle after you work out. And you can also mix it up in a blender with an egg, and you have the most incredible health protein shake. Or mix it with a little water, stir it up, and you have a little pudding. And who doesn't like pudding?
For more information or to order, call your longevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about longevity home-based business opportunities.
We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity 95 Crusade. And we do have lines open. Give us a call toll-free, 1-888-379-2552. Again, that's toll-free, 1-888-379-2552. And, Doug, let's go right back to Michigan. And, Emma, a quick question. Emma, how much do you weigh? What's your body weight?
I weigh 150.
Okay.
And I'm 5'2".
5'2". Okay. Now, Charmaine, what's going on here? Emma's got a noise in her ears. She's been diagnosed with osteoporosis. She weighs 150 pounds. And let's see here. She has gray hair and varicose veins.
She's got osteoporosis of the skull, for sure, and arthritis.
Mm-hmm. And what would you give to her?
Well, at 150 pounds. Yeah. Well, I would get around a healthy brain and heart pack, and I would add the MSM, the Fucoid, the Ultimate Daily Classic, definitely for circulation. And I would add the vitamin D3 for absorption. And she needs to get on a gluten-free diet, no wheat, barley, rye, or oats, no oils, no fried foods, and no burnt animal fat. And that should help her a lot. All that stuff, get her straight.
Yeah, she's on the cusp there, 150 pounds. If finances are not an issue, I'd go with 2 Healthy Brain and Heart packs of full dose twice a day. If she only can afford 1, I would get an extra bottle of our selenium, so she could take 3 of those twice a day because a bottle of selenium comes with it. And what would you give her to kind of match the diet of the Asian people? We have 2 products that have all this seaweed in it. What would you give her that has the seaweed in it to help her with her immune system? I mean, she's at that age, 85 years old, with all these pre-existing conditions. I'm worried about her if she catches that virus.
Old for one thing.
Well, how about Fucoid Z?
Fucoid Z,
Ocean's Gold.
All that, yeah.
Yeah, 3 of those twice a day. That's going to give her the seaweed that these Asians eat along with the rice, okay? And stay away from the wheat, brown, rye, and oats. No wheat, brown, rye, and oats. No wheat, brown, rye, and oats. And if you have any at home, don't finish it up. Give it to somebody else. Don't you take it. Give us a call every 2 weeks. Let us know how you're doing, because even at 85 years old, you can get rid of that tinnitus or clicking or ringing in the ears. That'll go away, as will your osteoporosis. It's not an age thing. It's a nutritional deficiency thing. Okay, Doug, let's go 2 callers.
Let's head to South Carolina. And Glenn, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Okay, Glenn, you're on the air. How can we help you? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I've got about a 12 or 13-year-old husky who has diabetes, and right now they're having a hard time getting a handle on this. He's had the normal, I'm going to say, pet insulin, and that really hadn't worked, and now he's on the human insulin, and that's not working.
How much is he? Okay, how much does he weigh?
Well, right now he's about 48 pounds. He dropped a bunch of weight.
Okay, so almost 50 pounds. Okay, Charmaine, what would you do for this dog? Has diabetes and weighs about 50 pounds. He's not responding to human medication.
Well, the reason he's not responding is probably getting gluten in his dog food. So got to make sure the dog food doesn't have any gluten or anything like that in it. And then,
no wheat, butter, rye, or oats.
No.
Wheat,
and
butter,
then what
rye,
I
oats.
would do is get him on the Arthrodex, and then get some sweeties. And if he won't take the pills, just open up the stuff and put it on his food.
Yeah, at his body weight, say 50 to 60 pounds, I'd have him take 3 scoops of the Arthrodex a day. I'd have him take 3 of our sweeties a day. And then how many of the EFAs would you have him take?
I would have him take at least 3. 50
there you go.
At least 3.
Okay. Yeah, 3. Okay, and then call us every couple of weeks, because your buddy there will turn around very quickly. And a lot of times, even the vets will misdiagnose things, may have a liver problem and not really diabetes. But at any rate, everything we're doing here will cover all that. But just make sure the dog food doesn't have any wheat, barley, rye, and oats in it. There are no such things as gluten-free oats. And then, of course, the Arthrodex, the sweeties, the EFAs. And did we say anything else, or is that it?
No, the EFAs, the sweeties, and the Arthrodex. That should do it.
And a gluten-free dog food.
Yes, very important.
Okay. All right, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Pacific Grove, California. And Karina, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Karina, you're on the air. Hi, how can we help you?
To talk to you. Hi. I'm calling you because I have a dog. He's almost 4. He's half Aussie, quarter Border Collie, quarter Lab. So he's a big boy. He's about 70 pounds.
Okay.
And the reason I'm calling is because he was about 5 months old when I got him, and I started noticing that one pupil was larger than the other. And when I talked to my vet, he said, don't worry about it. But when I went online and I researched, it said, it's serious. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now stop.
Yeah.
Are there any other symptoms? Does the dog respond to commands, sit, come, that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he scratch himself or bite himself, like he's got itching anywhere?
Just flea kind of things. We have a flea collar on him.
Okay, good. Does he have any constipation or diarrhea?
Sometimes.
Okay. And how old is this dog?
He'll be 4 in May.
Okay. And is he on dry dog food or canned dog food?
Well, I do give him some dry, and then I supplement that with a freeze-dried organ and vegetable berry kind of thing. Dr. Marty,
okay.
I don't know if you're familiar. But...
Okay, yeah. Okay, so Charmaine, what would you do for Karina's dog who weighs 70 pounds? He's got one pupil larger than the other one, and, not a whole lot of other stuff going on. And so 70 pounds, what would you do for that dog? He does respond to commands and everything, so he can hear, he knows what to do, he does it, and so he's 70 pounds. What would you do?
Well, I would make sure he doesn't have any gluten in his dog food or any food you give him, and then I would get him on the Arthrodex. That he needs probably 3 to 4 scoops a day.
Yeah.
And then I would EFAs. I give my dog a EFA every day. My dog weighs 5 pounds, and she gets 1 EFA squeezed in her food every morning. And so he needs probably at 70 pounds. He probably needs about 5 or 6 EFAs a day.
Mm-hmm.
And so that and we have a product. The cheaper version is the Vision FX. She could put that in his food every day.
Yeah, either that or
if she wants to go full throttle, she can get into the Occutive, which is the Pro line, and that's specifically for eye strength.
Yeah, and then I would also throw in the MSM, just in case there's some osteoporosis of that skull, or maybe the dog got bitten by, daddy dog when he was a puppy, or kicked in the head by a little kid or something when he was a puppy, and has some injury, and so there's some scar tissue around that one optic nerve or something. So I'd throw in some MSM also. I'd go ahead and give that dog 2 of our MSM tablets a day. Just throw them in the food, and if he doesn't eat them, just throw them down his throat and give him a hug and a kiss. And then give us a call every couple of weeks, because I believe that even though he's had that one pupil larger than the other one, with all the stuff we've talked about, including the Occutive or the Vision FX and the MSM, there's a strong possibility that, this will correct itself, because it doesn't sound like he's got any major brain issues, like an aneurysm or anything like that, because you didn't mention any paralysis in his legs, or he's dripping saliva all the time or anything like that. And so let's go that direction, and, let us know what's going on here. And let's see if we can't get this dog, to get to be 20 years of age.
You're listening to Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network with your host, Dr. Joel Wallach. Many believe that all life began in the Earth's oceans. We do know that the oceans and seas are still abundant with life and life-sustaining nutrients. Many cultures have long believed in the life-giving properties of plants and sea life harvested from the oceans. Youngevity's Ocean's Gold is a proprietary blend of seaweeds, algae, mosses, kelp, sea cucumbers, and sea minerals, as well as coenzyme Q10, calcium, and iron, all designed to help support healthy thyroid function, regular heartbeat, normal weight, mood stabilization, and hormone levels. Take advantage of life-sustaining nutrients from the Earth's oceans with Youngevity's Ocean's Gold. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
If weight loss is your goal, Try Longevity Slender FX Keto Caramel Weight Management Bars and Shake. Designed to enhance any low carbohydrate or low glycemic diet by supplying the energizing and filling protein dieters need without unhealthy excess carbs, a keto diet known for its low carb intake, pushing the body to produce ketones from fat. Used as energy, a state known as ketosis, by using fat, not carbohydrates, as fuel in this metabolic state. A keto diet supports and promotes healthy weight management. For optimal health, with this system, you should be able to lose 1 to 2 pounds each day. So, what are you waiting for? Start helping people today with your own home-based business.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Longevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Longevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity 95 Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers or emails.
All right, let's head to Santa Cruz, California. And Shirley, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Shirley, you're on the air. How can we help you?
I talked to you last week. I've got the secondary diabetes, and I'm following your stuff, and I plan to get rid of it in 3 months. So I'll be a good testimony for you. How many sweeties, how many seleniums, EFAs, and glucogel should I be taking?
How much do you weigh?
I'm 130. I'm down. I was 5'7". I'm 5'5".
Okay, so you lost 2 inches in height. Do you have any numbness or pain or itching or tingling in your toes or feet or hands?
Yeah, my feet are really messed up on the bottom. It looks almost like a cadaver anyway. So I want to get rid of that. I don't have pain with it. It's uncomfortable, but the important thing is I want to get...
Okay, what about your hands?
Say what?
What about your hands? Anything going on in your hands? Numbness, tingling, burning?
No, the hands are fine.
Any ringing in the ears? Any tinnitus?
No, and I just started the selenium. No, the selenium and the sweeties, and I'm wondering how many I should take a day.
Okay. Well, we're going to give you the whole picture here because we have other listeners. And so, Charmaine, what would you do for Shirley here? She's got type 2 diabetes. She's 130 pounds. She's lost a couple inches here in height. And she's got some stuff going on in her feet. Okay, what would you do for her?
Well, again, she needs to clean up her diet. That's really important. No wheat, barley, rye, oats, no fried foods, no oils, and no burnt animal fat. And then I'd get her on a healthy blood sugar pack, and I would also add MSM to that, vitamin D3 for absorption, and I would also add Ultimate Daily Classic to that. That doesn't come in any pack, and that would help the circulation in her. And that should do it.
Yeah, and then for the diabetes, don't cold turkey off. If you're on medication, don't go cold turkey off of that. You test yourself regularly, and as your blood sugar drops, you change your medication levels based on the numbers. And it won't take long. We take people who are drop dead, really brittle diabetics for 30 years, and in 30 days are ex-diabetics. Their doctor says, we got to run you back in for your test. This can't be right. Did they give you an A1C? Do you know what your A1C number was?
The doctors don't think I have secondary. They're a waste of time. I took one a couple years ago, and it's right next door. They say, oh, you're not diabetic, but you're one number over from, here you're alive and here you're dead on an airplane with 3 inches. I just want to know how many tablets a day of the Sweeties and the selenium.
Okay, well, the Sweeties, you want to take 3 of those twice a day. But remember, that's with the 90, not by themselves. You got to take the 90. Okay, I'll reinforce that. You got to take all 90 and then 3 Sweeties twice a day. Okay, so if you only want to buy 1 healthy blood sugar pack, you got to get another bottle of Sweeties. So you can take 3 of those twice a day. Okay, but you should get 2 healthy blood sugar packs. So you can take 3 Sweeties twice a day. You also need, as Sharp pointed out, for your back and your feet and all that kind of stuff, you need 1 bottle of MSM. You can take 3 of those twice a day. That'll help rebuild your disc. The fact that you've shrunk a couple of inches, that tells you have degenerative disc disease and putting pressure on the nerves going to your legs and your feet and so forth. That's why your feet looks like a dead person's feet, as you said. That'll all come right. But diabetes in 30 to 60 days can go away. But you have to take all 90, and this is forever, and you have to stay away from the bad stuff, as Sharp pointed out. No fried food, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, butter, oats, and no sugar. Okay? And so what do I eat? Well, you can have a small amount of rice and sweet potatoes with butter. Okay? And no wheat, butter, or oats. And if you want to, we also have the, let's see here, I like the Fucoid C and the Ocean's Gold. It has all these seaweeds in there with all these weird trace minerals and things in them. They also help with blood sugar issues and bone marrow and all kinds of weird stuff. And so you want to do as much of that as you can. And if you get off the bad foods, you will save a lot of money. You will save a lot of money by getting rid of the fried foods, the processed meats, the oils, the glutens, wheat, butter, oats, because that stuff is all expensive. Don't forget, no sugar, and don't forget, you do want to use our pink Himalayan salt. And give us a call every couple of weeks. So let us know how you're doing. Well, thank you, everybody. Good stuff today. Thank you so much, Charmaine. Beautiful job as usual. Thank you so much, Doug. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. God bless the American flag. God bless our national anthem. And God bless America.